Judge says CNN's use of big lie regarding Trump isn't defamation. A federal judge in Florida dismissed a $475 million defamation lawsuit brought by former President Donald Trump against CNN. Trump accused the network of defaming him by using the phrase "the big lie" and comparing him to Adolf Hitler. The judge, Rag Singhal, stated that the use of the phrase or similar statements in connection with Trump's election challenges is considered an opinion and does not meet the standard for defamation. The judge emphasized that suggesting Trump advocates persecution and genocide of any group is not a plausible inference. Trump has filed several lawsuits against media outlets, including CNN, objecting to coverage during his presidency and after losing the 2020 election to Joe Biden. The court found Nazi references in political discourse, regardless of the side, to be repugnant but not defamatory unless they include false statements of fact. Trump's campaign spokesperson agreed with the judge's findings, while CNN declined to comment on the decision. #It's a miracle, say family of Japanese soldier killed in World War II, as flag he carried returns from U.S. The family of a Japanese soldier, Shigeyoshi Matsuda, who was killed in action during World War II, expressed their joy and called it a miracle when a good luck flag he carried to war was returned to them after 29 years of display in a U.S. war museum. The flag, which carries the signatures of relatives and friends wishing him luck, was donated to the museum in 1994. Its true meaning was only revealed when the family identified it earlier this year. The museum decided to return the flag to Japan through the non-profit organization, the Obon Society, which has been returning similar flags to the descendants of Japanese service members. Shigeyoshi Matsuda's family received the flag at Tokyo's Yasukuni Shrine, where they paid tribute to him and prayed for his spirit. The family expressed their hope that the memories of war and separation should never be repeated. #China's Great Leap Backward, so much for the next dominant superpower. The Chinese century is over. China's prospects as the next dominant superpower are facing significant challenges due to demographic shifts and economic issues. The country's once advantageous supply of working-age laborers has peaked and is expected to decline significantly, leading to an aging population with a shrinking workforce. The fertility rate has dropped to concerning levels, and China's population is projected to decline drastically by the end of the century. Additionally, the Chinese economy heavily relies on the real estate market, which poses a threat as the population shrinks and demand decreases. China's high investment-to-GDP ratio has led to a fast-growing debt burden, further complicating its economic future. These demographic and economic headwinds may hinder China's ability to maintain its status as a dominant superpower. #Putin reviews show of Russian naval might, says Navy to get 30 new ships this year. Russian President Vladimir Putin reviewed a parade of warships and nuclear submarines during the annual Navy Day event in St. Petersburg. He announced that the Russian Navy would receive 30 new ships this year as part of the country's efforts to build up its naval strength. The parade featured 45 ships, submarines, and other vessels, while approximately 3,000 Navy personnel participated in a land parade. Putin emphasized that Russia is confidently implementing its national maritime policy. The event was attended by 4 African heads of state and representatives from 5 other African countries, who were invited after a Russia-Africa summit in St. Petersburg where issues such as grain supplies and potential peace talks on Ukraine were discussed. However, Putin did not make any substantive comments on Russia's special military operation in Ukraine during the event. #Family sues Delta after drunken passenger allegedly groped mom and her teen daughter on a 9-hour flight. A federal lawsuit was filed against Delta Airlines accusing flight attendants of failing to intervene when a male passenger, allegedly served at least 10 alcoholic drinks, groped a mother and her 16-year-old daughter on a nearly 9-hour flight to Athens, Greece, from New York City. The incident took place last year, and the lawsuit claims that the intoxicated passenger behaved aggressively and made inappropriate advances towards the teenager throughout the flight. Despite the mother's complaints to flight attendants and the pilot, no action was taken, and the man was allowed to leave the plane when it landed in Greece. The lawsuit seeks $2 million in damages, alleging that Delta violated New York's human rights law by failing to protect the passengers from sexual misconduct and showed negligence by continuing to serve the intoxicated passenger. Delta stated that they have zero tolerance for customers who engage in inappropriate or unlawful behavior and prioritize customer safety.